You can move. This is live.
Oh, it is not. Is it?
Yeah. This is the most.
American ginseng is a small understory plant that's found throughout Appalachia and the eastern deciduous forest. It is harvested for its root by family and friends. And once the root is harvested and dried, it is sold into the international ginseng market. So ginseng travels across the entire world to Hong Kong, where it's used for traditional Chinese medicine. It also can be found here, though, in the United States, too, in our own Chinatowns. Ginseng is taken for medicinal properties, considered a cure-all, and it can be found in everything from shampoo to herbal supplements to candy. American ginseng's large seed is dispersed by the wood thrush, and it has a pretty good germination rate. For my doctorate, I studied American ginseng at West Virginia University in Dr. Jim McGraw's lab. Oftentimes people, when they think of scientists, they think that you need to be wearing a lab coat and have a lot of technical equipment. But that's not the case for an ecologist. Oftentimes when I'm out in the field, I rely on my hiking boots, a ruler to measure the plants, and also different accessories like compasses and flags to be able to find my plants. So let's see what a typical day is like in the field. Oftentimes it can be kind of difficult getting into the woods, leading a crew, and trying to find ginseng. Because ginseng is so valuable, it's been heavily harvested since the 1700s, meaning that it's become a rare plant. Ginseng has bright red berries which chipmunks and birds like to eat. We call this a four-pronged ginseng plant because it has 4 leaves composed of different leaflets. Ginseng can be as small as a 1-prong or as large as a 5-prong. When you're in charge of a crew, you need to make sure everybody is following along and knows exactly what they should be doing to make sure the research is accurate. So here I am telling my crew a daily briefing. You can see all the insects flying around in the video, so you can imagine that sometimes it's less than comfortable outside. It's still fun. When you're doing science out in the field, make sure that it's always as accurate as possible. As my advisor would say, garbage in, garbage out, so always check what you're doing. So this is a 3-pronged ginseng plant. You can see the 3 prongs there, and there's some insect damage. Some insects like to eat the leaf. Now, one thing I really like about ginseng is the human connection. And so this is the individual that actually taught me how to identify ginseng. Yep, that's right, that's my brother. He's been harvesting for years. If you harvest ginseng, we want to make sure that you're doing it from a stewardship perspective. Otherwise, ginseng may not be around for future generations. So make sure you know all the laws for harvest in your area. If you're not on your property, make sure you obtain permission or the proper permits need to be filed before you harvest. Take only 25% of the mature 3 or 4-prong plants that have red berries. If you harvest plants that don't have any berries, that means the plants will not have been able to contribute to the population or replace themselves for that year. Green berries are less likely to be able to germinate. And make sure that around the same area of the parent plant, you've planted all of the seeds about an inch deep. Ginseng needs to be around for future generations because it connects people. When I think about my time out the woods, I think about my loved ones, my family, my friends, be it either stewarding ginseng or researching ginseng. It connects us. It's this small understory plant that connects 2 very opposite ends of the world, Appalachia and Asia. And because of that, it's a plant that captures the imagination around the entire globe. So we need to make sure ginseng is around in the eastern deciduous forest forever.